What if the future of folding phones isn't about reinventing the wheel, but perfecting the one we already have? You might remember the Huawei Mate Xt, the world's first trifold smartphone, which dropped almost a year ago. It felt like a wild concept, a niche device for tech enthusiasts and early adopters, right? But here's the surprise. A successor is already on the way. And it's not quite what we expected. Most of us probably assumed the next iteration would logically be the Mate Xt2. But according to a new leak out of China, Huawei has a slightly different name in mind, the Mate Xts. That subtle S might seem minor, but it's actually incredibly telling. You see, unlike the original XT, which truly broke new ground with its unique folding design, the XTs isn't here to shake things up quite as much. From what we're hearing, it sounds like more of an incremental upgrade, a refinement rather than a full reinvention. We're talking about a faster chip, probably one of Huawei's in-house Kirin processors, which continues to evolve despite the sanctions. You can expect a smoother, more fluid experience. The cameras are also tipped for improvements, likely a bump in sensor quality or processing, not a radical overhaul of the system. And that's largely it for the big changes. We're not seeing a radical redesign or major shifts in how the folding mechanism works. In fact, structurally, rumors suggest it'll be almost identical to its predecessor. Now, you might be thinking, is that really enough? And that's a fair question. But Huawei probably isn't aiming to blow the doors off this time. They've already proven the trifold tech works. Now, they're simply refining it. But here's where it gets interesting, and perhaps a little surprising. Huawei is reportedly releasing the Mate Xts in 4 colors: white, black, red, and purple. That's twice as many options as the original XT. It's not groundbreaking, no, but it's a clear nudge toward wider appeal. It's a subtle signal that says this isn't just a tech demo anymore. They're treating this more like a consumer product. And then there's the sales data. Here's something truly unexpected. Huawei reportedly sold over 500,000 units of the original Mate Xt in China alone. Think about that for a moment. This was a phone with a sky-high price, limited availability, and a form factor that felt like it belonged in a science fiction movie. Yet, over 500,000 people bought one. That number absolutely justifies a second model, doesn't it? More importantly, it clearly suggests there's enough demand for trifold phones to keep this intriguing experiment going. The Mate Xts is now rumored to launch in September, almost exactly a year after the first model debuted. If that timeline holds, we are just weeks away from seeing what Huawei thinks a second-generation trifold phone should truly look like. Is this the start of a major trend in folding devices? Or is Huawei just doubling down on a fascinating curiosity? That part, we'll just have to wait and see. But one thing is absolutely clear, they are not giving up on the fold. What do you think? Does the idea of a trifold phone still captivate you? Or do you think it's just a niche too far? We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this dive into the latest tech news, please consider subscribing and sharing this episode with a friend. We'll catch you next time.